Knoxville had a county jail outfit on, handcuffed, and he walks into like an Ace Hardware and starts sawing off the thing, and everybody called the police saying that there's a fugitive on the loose, and the lady in the cop car who pulled up forgot to put the car in park, so it went up on the curb and hit the wall.
Let's get started with Bam Margera. There he is.
Where am I sitting?
Wherever you like.
All right.
Take a few seats. Lay down. Relax.
What up, y'all?
So this is great. Welcome to White Plains. I know you've been here before. You were at the tattoo show in the past.
Yeah.
So I want to open this up. Skateboarding, stunts. What got you started with that?
Well, when I first found out what a skateboard was at the age of 6, I was completely hooked to that. And once I got one, that's all I did. I would skate before school, after school, and then when my dad built me a little mini ramp in the backyard, that's all I did. But when I got a little older, say 15, I had a lot of friends in high school that were really funny and talented, but didn't know how to skate, like Ryan Dunn, Chris Rabb, Brandon DiCamello, all that. So I decided to make a video with like pro skate tricks and funny stunts in between. And I guess at the time, no one's ever done that. So through word of mouth, it sold over 1 million copies, called CKY. Then from there, that's when Jeff Tremaine and Spike Jones saw a copy of that, asked if they could use footage from it to create a pilot called Jackass that they were going to pitch to MTV. I said, do whatever you want. And then they did. And then like a light switch, it became like the biggest show at the time. And from being the most unpopular kid in school, it completely was the, hey, do you want to come to this party on Friday night? I'm like, you didn't pay me any mind until I got a fucking Ferrari from Tony Hawk and now on MTV. I quit the first day of 10th grade, mainly because I dared my buddy Chris Rabb to shit on somebody's locker who was giving him a problem in gym class, and he did. So they gave a $400 reward out to all the people. They're like, if you know any information leading to who did this, it's a $400 reward. Everybody was like, I didn't see him do it, but it's got to be Chris Rabb. He's the only crazy motherfucker that would do that. So finally, when the principal broke him down, he finally admitted it. So he got expelled, and then I quit.
Well, mentioning that story. So, how much of the stuff that you guys initially did leading into Jackass and all that stuff, how much was just chaos, or how much of it was planned?
Well, I mean, we'll say we'll plan one thing for the day to film, but it's all the waiting for the lighting and all that is when we usually get the good footage. Like, what was it called? The dick cam, I guess. I taped a GoPro to my dick, and I would drink a lot of fluids, and I would sneak up behind my friends and just piss on them. So dick cam, it was just us waiting for the next shot to happen. But we get a lot of funny things like that. Just waiting around. Because there's always cameras rolling and you're never safe. Not even during lunchtime. On a Hollywood set, you would think that that's the time you get to relax and have your meal, but no. That's when a macaroni and cheese bomb will blow up right in your fucking face.
I mean, dare I say, because it's all chaos, right? Yeah. What was probably, at least in your eyes, what was probably one of the most intense, chaotic, biggest reaction that you ever got from anyone? Biggest reaction ever, which never made it to MTV, which a lot of things have not made it to MTV, but Dave England is out there on Venice Beach with one of those pictures. You pay $10, I draw your face in a cartoon kind of way. So this 80-year-old lady comes up. She's like, yeah, I have time. I'll get my face drawn. So he's sitting there painting only to reveal a stick figure of her naked with her pussy hanging. That's that slut. She's like, you need church. And she almost had a heart attack. I'm like, yeah, MTV will never, ever show this. Well, with stuff like that, I mean, obviously it's out there somewhere. Is there ever going to be an avenue where we may see some of that stuff that MTV never aired? A website?
I don't know. I think it's just a legality thing. Another time, Knoxville had a county jail outfit on, handcuffed, and he walks into an Ace Hardware and starts sawing off the thing. And everybody called the police saying that there's a fugitive on the loose. And
the lady in the cop car who pulled up forgot to put the car in park, so it went up on the curb and hit the wall, and it could have really hurt somebody, and that is another thing that will never ever be shown. Another one was called Body Bag at Dump. We pulled up in Westchester, and Ryan Dunn's wrapped up in like duct tape and bubble wrap, and we have all these crowbars that look real as hell, but they're actually like fake. So we just beat them up big time and threw them in a dumpster and took off. And then everybody who ran up and called an ambulance said like there's this dead guy in the dump. And of course all the police officers swarmed there, and that was one thing we couldn't do. I mean, we did that with Brad Pitt actually when he was dating Jennifer Aniston. She won't speak to any of us still to this day, but she's like, "You're gonna do what?" I'm with those Jackass dudes, and they're going to beat the shit out of me with all these fake crowbars as I wait in line at the Pink's hot dog line, which is a really crowded line. It doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m, but we show up in a van, beat them up with all these fake crowbars, throw them in the back, and peel off. Now, we didn't even double think that there could have been like a dude with a pocket knife that I could have got stabbed by just trying to save the day, or a hometown hero, or maybe an off-duty police officer. Yo, these dudes are fucking kidnapping Brad Pitt. Boom, boom, boom. You never know. We didn't think about that.
I mean, did you ever have you spoke about the 80-year-old woman, you spoke about the person and the police and at the Ace Hardware and stuff. Have there really been any times where people have come at you guys and your safety was in jeopardy? Yeah,
Chris Pontius, Party Boy, he had like a devil outfit. He's walking around holding a sign saying, "Keep God out of California." Well, some Jesus lover came up and beat the shit out of him. He's like, "I'm just kidding. We're filming a skit."
I mean, obviously people see when you guys are doing this, there's cameras around a lot of the times too. And I mean, certainly at its heyday, you guys are very recognizable too. So I think that some people would know.
Totally. I actually got it the worst. I was pretty Larry the fuck up, and I came up with a good idea at the bar to walk up to Spike Jones and just go, "Yo, Spike, check out my minging ass cold sore." And I grabbed my lip and I put it on his lip. I didn't have a cold sore, but his natural reaction was boom, and he punched me right in the mouth. I had a bloody ass mouth. I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a cold sore." He's like, "Well, I don't know, man. What the fuck?" "Yo, what up, Spike? Check out my minging ass cold sore." Boom.
That's great.
Yeah.
That would have been something to see. Yeah. What do you think, as you've talked to fans over the years, and even for you, what's probably like the one stunt that you've done that resonates the most with the audience?
I mean, the one that I'm most proud of is doing the loop on a skateboard. It's an 18-foot high full circle, and only 12 people have done it at the time, like really top-notch pros. And I tried it the first time in Orlando and I knocked myself out, and then I waited a year to try it again at Bob Burnquist's house in San Diego, and then I nearly did it. They took the pads away. As soon as they took the pads away, I knocked myself out again. So I waited another year. They built another one in Phoenix, Arizona on the Tony Hawk Boom Boom Huck Jam, and I don't know what it was that day, but I got a lot of advice from a lot of people, even Tony Hawk, and it wasn't good advice. It didn't work for me. But Bob Burnquist goes, "Look, drop in on the transition. Don't pump it like it's a ramp. Just let it take you to where you're going. As soon as you hit the transition, lock your knees, look at 12 o'clock, and follow the stickers." So once I did that, I did it first try that day, and I've never touched it since. So it was real rewarding. It was a 3-year battle of me just getting knocked out on the thing the whole time, and then to just drop in and do it first try from the advice of Bob Burnquist was a real treat. But I don't think that I would ever go for it again. I mean, I've been skating every day lately, so who knows if I come across another loop, I just may try it. But I did it, so there you have it. I don't need to do it again.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So Jackass, 20 some odd years ago, right? Yeah. What would Bam now in 2025 tell the Bam from back then?
See, it's really hard to define what is funny now at the age of 45, because when I'm 16 and I'm pulling up to a Wendy's drive-thru saying I want a large Coke only to say fire in the hole and throw it right back at the bitch and then peel away, it's funny. You're an adolescent 16-year-old punk ass, and it's funny. But for me to do that at the age of 45,
Bam belongs in a mental institution. Now, if I would, I kicked the door open when I was 16 and beat the shit out of my dad when he was taking a million-ass shit on the toilet. If I would do that at the age of 45, Bam belongs in a mental institution. So it's very hard to determine what's funny these days.
Either way, that's all still funny. One way or the other. Do we have any questions from the audience that we want to ask? Anybody have a question? No questions. You guys are all here for Bam. Yeah. Oh, all right. There we go.
What's up, Bam?
How you doing?
Hey, we met yesterday. I'm John, if you don't remember. So I was just wondering, is there any idea for a stunt or a joke that you pitched that just never came to fruition, something that you've always wanted to do? But
oh, yeah, it happened a lot, but one off the top of my head was Mike Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear, and I wanted to do the Evander Holyfield redemption where I get into a boxing ring with him and he bites off my ear. And they're like, you're willing to get your ear bitten off? I'm like, fuck yeah. You know the street creds I'll have when I have a missing ass ear and somebody says, how did that happen? Evander Holyfield bit it off? Yes, I would definitely do that. Well, they contacted Evander Holyfield's team and they denied my offer.
That would have been a great pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
100%. You like art and music. How do these passions outside of stunts and stuff, how do they keep you focused and centered?
Well, with music, you know, when you work on a 1 year or more skate video part, every trick is pretty much 1 second of screen time. So you are saving up all these tricks that you worked really hard on to pick one song to go with your skateboarding. So if your song sucks, you suck. It doesn't matter how good your tricks are. Mm-hmm. If I don't like the song, I don't like it. So music is pretty much everything to me. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here, but there's a really good band right here called Spray Allen. They're from White Plains. They worked with Sublime. They're on tour, on the Warped Tour. But I've been friends with them for a while, and they have what it takes to have a nice skateboard video part song, or any song on the radio for that matter. But I'm always on the scout looking for new bands, because once it is on the radio or once it already got a lot of YouTube hits, I don't want to use it for any kind of skate video or whatever, because it already reminds me of what I've already seen it on. So a new song fresh out the gate, and I use it for my part, it'll always be remembered as Bam's new song for his new part.
Gotcha. Do you have a dream project or a collaboration that you haven't gotten to yet?
I mean, now that I think about it, I didn't think it was a big deal at the time, but I mean, I've done songs with Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth, the Bloodhound Gang, 69 Eyes, just a lot of bands that I really like. Right now I'm working with a band from Puerto Rico called Amor Ad Lunam. It's really like awesome gothic, like hymn type 69 Eyes music that you would not think would come from Puerto Rico, but that's where it is. So I've been flying back and forth from there, doing some tracks with them. We're up to 5 now. I think 2 have been released so far.
Nice. You're now out doing conventions. I know you've making these appearances. You're here this weekend. You've been to the tattoo show and stuff. What is it like coming out here now, interacting with these fans that grew up watching you? And what are maybe some surprising things that you've learned from the fans, maybe things that you've inspired them to do?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it all. One mom was like, I just want you to know that my son got hurt imitating you. I'm like, I got hurt imitating me. I mean, fucking 16 staples in the head, 15 broken wrists, 8 broken ribs, 4 broken ribs, 3 broken feet, 5 broken feet, broken tailbone, broken clavicle. The list goes on. What's your point? And, you know, I've come to learn that I for a little while, I was drinking alcohol to cure the pain, but it was just temporary. Now I haven't. September 28th will be a year of me sober, and my wife is a stretch coach. So, thank you. As long as I stretch and eat right and drink, you know, it's all about stretching. My legs are back to feeling like they were 20 again, and I'm actually skating more than I ever have. Mm-hmm. And you know, in 2013, I kind of lost hope. For the doctor told me that my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse. Good luck trying to skate, reach down to touch your toes. And I did. My hamstring popped in the back of my ass, and I was out for a fucking year.
Wow.
So I was like, now I'm just going to drink more.
But when I met Danny, she's like, don't listen to that doctor. He's a fucking idiot. I stretch you an hour a day and your legs will come back. Trust me. And then within a month, I'm like, they feel really good. But now, I mean, I used to call myself like a 10-trick pony because you take me to any skate park and there's a bag of 10 tricks that I would be able to do. But now I've been skating every single day to the point where I, at the age of 45, am learning new tricks. Mm-hmm. Not like inventing new tricks, but just learning new tricks that I never thought that I could do at one point.
Yeah. So, you know, you talked about the sobriety and just your recovery from all these fractures. Yeah. This fractured lifestyle. What would you say, what have you learned about yourself going through all of this?
Well, I learned that when I was younger, I really wish I would have wore like knee pads at times, maybe a helmet here and there, because you're never going to get in a Thrasher magazine wearing a helmet. It just doesn't work that way unless you're skating a mega ramp or whatever. But man, I've been in a lot of injuries, and somebody actually asked me what was the worst, like, Jackass or skateboard injury I have, and I said, well, it wasn't Jackass or skateboarding. The worst pain I've ever went through was being stuck in a drunk tank for 17 hours, freezing to death, because they couldn't give me a blanket because they say you could hang yourself with it. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that, but even if... How the hell am I going to hang myself with an Amish quilt? I'm fucking freezing right now. Just picture being out in the wintertime just for 10 minutes shivering. That sucks. But to do that for 17 hours really sucks. Yeah. And that was the worst pain. Other than that, it was a fucking toothache. I went to the emergency room and I said, I had a pair of pliers. I'm like, I am not waiting in this Friday night line. I'm going to rip this thing out right in front of you if you don't take me back now. It hurts that bad.
And you would have.
And they did.
Let's see what I want to ask you here. Has there been something outside of that mom coming up and blaming you about her son? Has there been a fan moment that's really touched you?
Yeah, I wrote a song called I Want to Bend My Dick Around the Back of My Ass and Fuck Myself. And I was joking. But one fan goes, Bam, can I show you something? I'm like, do whatever you're going to do. He's like, I'm going to have to get on the table for this. I'm like, go ahead. Gets on the table, whips down his drawers, puts his dick into the back of his ass. I'm like, well, it's possible. You showed me. You showed you.
You've seen it all. You've seen it all. For young skaters, young people who want to do stunts, do the things that you did. What would be the best advice that you could give them now, living through this? You know,
man, the best advice I would say, as long as you're happy to be wherever you're at and live in the moment, and whoever you're meeting just have a positive attitude, then you'll always be invited back. As soon as you start bitching and bickering about shit, then you'll slowly start to see that you're not invited back and you're not going places the way that you wish that you were, probably because you were bickering and complaining about every little thing. Just be a fucking happy camper and everybody will want to be around you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any other fan questions from anybody out here in the audience? If not, we're going to do a little rapid fire. Oh, you got one? All right.
So, Bam, I'm Anthony.
Hi.
Grew up on your stuff. When's the next CKY video coming out?
Oh, man, I don't know. If we did, it would be completely different. But right now, I'm focusing on my skate tricks and just skating in general, because well over a decade, I stopped skating to just get drunk all the time. And I got really bored of that one day, but I really didn't know how to stop. Like, you know, once you're in that hair of the dog, so you wake up feeling like shit, knowing that if you have a drink, you're going to feel better. And then you do. And then you're like, well, if I have another one, I'm going to feel even better. If I have another one, I'm going to feel even better. And then you're back to square one. You're blacked out by high noon. And then you're fucking just a vicious cycle that, you know, once I stopped and started skating again, I just want to focus on that right now. But I haven't even really spoken to most of the guys from CKY lately. Everybody just kind of went their own way. Raikion's a scientist, well, a chemist. Rab himself is filming cameraman for Naked and Afraid. And then my brother, he's touring for CKY. And Deco, I think he's like working at a oyster bar, so I don't know.
Thanks. Any other questions from the audience? We got another one. Oh, two more.
Were you at the Yorktown skate park yesterday?
Yeah, I was, and I did this thing called a primo, which you land on the middle of your board, and I fell right on my elbow, and the truck landed on the hip. So I'm going to be limping around today. I fought the wall, and the wall won. Never went home landing that one.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We have one up here. Right up here.
Thank you. My name is Anthony again.
How you doing?
Good. Curious. What's your poison? Are you a bourbon, whiskey guy, or a vodka guy?
Oh, then pretty much anything that was around, but it would be either red wine or any kind of vodka and ginger ale or something like that. But anything with alcohol and it was going down my throat at one point. It was no good.
If it was there, it was good, right?
Hi, Bam. Dan?
Yeah.
From every stunt you ever did, what's like the one stunt that was just, I can't believe I did this. It was so like out of control crazy, and I'm like, I don't know how young me or old me would have ever thought to do this.
Well, all those stunts were something that I was completely unaware of, and I got saboed into it. So the worst thing you could do is tell the Jackass director that you'll film anything except snakes because you're terrified of snakes. All that meant was put a shitload of snakes on Bam. So they told me that, Tremaine, do the Rocky. It's a slow-mo thing where I splash water in your face and then punch you with a boxing glove. So look how vulnerable Jeff is behind that 18-wheeler. Sneak in the back of the 18-wheeler, which was a hole with 100 snakes down there that I did not know about. So I'm just going there thinking I'm going to do that, and I fall in a hole only to find myself sitting there with a pit of 100 snakes. And if I would have known that was going to happen, I would have been on the first airplane out of there, but it just happened anyway. Another thing that I committed to that I was very scared was I was like, I like doing stunts like dropping in on a vert ramp into a brick wall because I could learn how to fall right. I can make it look funny, and I'm very aware of how I'm going to do this. But to get trampled by a bull, which is what Knoxville likes to do, you can't control a hoof landing on your face. You could be brain damaged. So I agreed to do the teeter-totter thing, which is, when the bull comes, you go up this like a seesaw, and I wound it up dodging that bullet because Dunn got it really bad, Knoxville got it really bad, and I managed to escape unscathed. So it was a really good bit that I didn't get injured on, that I was very prepared to get injured on.
The thing is, that's like my second favorite stunt from Jackass. The first one is the Poo Cocktail Supreme what you guys did to Steve-O.
Oh, yeah. That was in Miami. I was one thing. Sometimes I'm like, this is not going to work. We're going to pump all this beer into Steve-O's ass, and you think that it's going to come shooting out? Well, it sure did. And another thing was the switcheroo. They're like, you're going to put Preston in my parents' bedroom, have Phil wake up, sneak out, and then put Preston in and start kissing up on my mom, and you think that she's not going to wake up and figure that out? I'm like, this is never going to work, but you could try it anyway. They tried it anyway, and it worked out just beautifully. Yeah.
Thank you. We got another one there.
Hello.
Hi.
I would just want to thank you for simply existing. You're fucking sick.
Thank you.
And also, I would like to know if your son has a skate bug yet, and simply how is he doing?
Oh, does he have a skateboard?
No skate.
Oh, skate bug. He's been riding around on a Razor scooter, but it's been like a real custody thing. I got shipped away to treatment in the Guinness Book of World Records longest Florida shuffle, which is 90. It was 13 different treatment centers at 90 days apiece in Florida. So, I mean, she took custody of him, and he lives in California. And when I do see him, I really like embrace it, and we make sure we have a lot of fun together. But it's still an ongoing battle that seems it'll never end because I am friends with a family attorney who's a family attorney. He goes, Bam, I've seen it all. Ain't my kids, ain't my money. I work at my own time. I'm like, that's probably why they never want this fucking thing to end, because they keep clocking bank on it. Hey, did you get to figure out when I get to FaceTime Phoenix? Oh, if you send me 40 more grand, we're still working on it. What's there to work on? It's a phone call. When's a better FaceTime? High noon on Wednesday, or is fucking Tuesday better? They just want to, if they know you have the money, they like to collect. So hopefully it'll end sooner than later. Yes, and we do see him all the time, and he's the sweetest kid.
Thanks. As we're wrapping up here, what's one thing people get totally wrong about you think?
Well, I've heard it all, and at one point I probably was Bam, you're a fucking professional pile of shit. Yes, I am. That's why it's tattooed right here. Is it true that your whole right leg's covered in dicks and pussies? Yes, you're absolutely correct. No, I mean, I don't really get offended. I was. At one point, I think I was about 33 years old, and I was looking in the driveway. I was looking at a purple Lamborghini, a blue Lamborghini, a red Ferrari, an Audi R8, a DeLorean, a 1928 Mercedes, 2 Hummers, 2 Bentleys, and I was like, I have run out of wishes. Every time I set a goal and a deadline, it would always happen before the deadline. I would accomplish that goal. Now, I don't have any more goals. Everything that I wish for, I have, so now I'm just going to fucking party, and I sure showed me. So I went on like a 10-year bender to be absolutely not productive in any kind of way, just sitting at the bar in Westchester cracking jokes with the same people over and over again. Do I regret it? A little bit, but I did what I did, so I can't take it back. But now I can only make up for lost time, so that's why I'm skating my ass off again.
There you go. Cool.
And setting a good example for my son.
That's it. That's all you can do. So you're going to be here for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So if you guys have not made your way down to the autograph area already, please check out Bam's table. He'll be here.
Yeah, we have really limited edition decks from artists that we picked that we were really fond of the artwork. So we printed 50 of each one, and they're running low. So get them now, a limited edition while you're at it. I know we got posters too.
Cool. Thank you so much, Bam, and thank you all for checking us out today.
That video was delicious. And good for you, too. I know, I'm a doctor. And I'm also poor, which is hellaciously funny because you'll never see a poor doctor. Trust me and subscribe already. Have fun and eat another video.